I didn't forget. I'm just really tired, and I didn't go to sleep till 8 a.m. Tuesday morning. So I was tuckered out. I'm waiting for that new bed to pop in because the one I have right now just ain't cutting it. It's not cutting it, guys. But anyway, Final Fantasy VI is coming to FFBe. Terra is here, ladies and gentlemen. Is she still going to be worth it? We're going to have a little bit of talk about that because she's extremely powerful, and they are implementing a new mechanic that is extremely powerful. We're going to go over a little bit about JP and what they did afterwards in the state of the game afterwards. If you haven't seen the video on Lightning, who didn't come out that far after Terra, a couple months after, take that with a grain of salt. Go watch that video after this one, obviously. We got to get that retention rate up. Got to watch the video. So anyway, we're getting Neovision Terra. We're getting two Neovision Awakened characters, Assassin Shadow and Archmage Kefka. And then probably the most important character on the banner for a lot of players out there is Relm, actually. Relm is in here, and she is going to be having access to a very powerful new mechanic, as well as Assassin Shadow. But Relm is going to have a very powerful new mechanic, and if it's not something that they show off in the news here, I haven't taken a look yet, then we'll talk about it anyway. But let's talk about this right now. So this come out December 10th, right after the old Kingdom Hearts banners come out, and it's going to have both the panel summon stuff, and it's going to have the summon coins. As you saw, and I already checked the shop for you guys, she's going to be in there, so there's going to be a pity available for you Terra fans. So keep that in mind as well. She's also, I get this all the time, I have to start answering it more for newer players who are coming into the game. She's not a time-limited character, okay? She's not time-limited. She's fully in the game for forever. So she's going to be a mage-type character, and she is also going to introduce another new mechanic that isn't on another character until just recently in JP with Ferris, actually. And this is going to be field effects, and we'll talk about that as well, even if they don't mention it in the video here. There's also going to be a new Brave EX plus one. I don't know why I want to call it a Brave card, Neovision card, just Neo card, whatever it is. Now she does have a 2-turn Brave Shift duration, but that's because it kind of plays into how she plays. So huge burst damage and a new mechanic with the field effects here. Her STMR is Terra Sword Plus, very unique name. Does give 190 magic, and it boosts evocation damage. I do believe this is by a lot. I think it's by 50% evocation damage. And this is because her big boost in damage hit is going to be her Brave Shifted Limit Burst. It's an evo damage, fire locked, magic-based skill. So you want evo damage, you want magic percent, all that good stuff. Her STMR is that very powerful sword. Her TMR is a Tiny Hope of Light, 60% magic, and boost evocation damage. Again, I don't remember the evocation damage off the top of my head, but I do know that the sword is 50%. Her Vision card gives a bunch of magic. We'll go over the details in that card slightly after. So it doesn't look like that they go over her unique mechanics here, because they're showing you Faraga in Unleashed Evocation that we've... Okay, no, they do show it. Enables evocation of any Esper equipped by an ally, boosts evocation magic, and activates area of effect when evoking certain Espers. Off the top of my head, I do believe this is Freet, Shiva, and I want to say Ramu. I do believe it's those three, the Fire, Ice, and Lightning. This is going to be a field effect. She's going to have a fourth field effect as well that comes from her normal form Limit Burst, where when you summon the Esper, it's going to do its traditional Esper things, come out and do a tiny bit of damage, all right, because they haven't really quite scaled Espers up into the Neovision era. They weren't even scaled up into the 7-star era. But what they're going to do is afterwards, they're going to kind of like linger on the field. There's going to be a field effect, and they're going to buff up certain aspects of your characters. I do believe, I don't remember off the top of my head, I do believe though it's like 25% additional elemental damage that your characters do while these Espers are on the field. And I don't remember how long they last. I want to say they last until you do another field effect. And I might have the numbers wrong, but I do want to say it's 25%. And this is going to work in stack with the sort of abilities that we have right now. That's a new mechanic in the game, but we just got that newish mechanic that we saw first with CG Kuja, where you have a buff that you put on your characters that increases their light damage done by 10% or their fire damage done by 10-15%, right? This is going to stack additively with that because this is a field effect. It's not a buff that's necessarily a buff on your character. It's a buff on the field, and it affects everything that goes on. So say you summon a Freak, and he gives you that 25% fire damage, and then you're using Neovision Rain, who gives you like another, I think it's 15% fire damage. Those will stack, and you'll have a grand total 40% bonus fire damage on any fire attack that your party does. So Those are the three that she has. That's the unique mechanic that she's bringing to the battlefield, and it's going to be a very powerful one. Even after she gets like power crept throughout, you know, one day where her damage just isn't up to snuff, these unique field effects are very powerful because they stack with other buffs. It's a new way to get even more damage out of your party in the long run, even if you're not going to be using her as a damage dealer, which you guys are right now. Let's get that straight. Her other field effect that she has in her normal form, her Brave Shift does not have it. Her Brave Shift, this is her own personal damage limit burst, but her normal form limit burst applies a field effect. I don't remember what Esper it is. Maybe it's Madwin. I want to say Madwin. I think that's the Esper that shows up. Maybe no Esper shows up. I want to say it's Madwin though. And it gives it like limit burst damage increase. Limit burst damage increase, I think like 25% or something. That also stacks additively, so it's not super, super crazy. Because if you say have 300% LB damage in gear, and your character has a 250% LB damage buff like Tifa, that'll take you to 550%, and then if hers is 25%, it's not 25% of that total, it's just an additional literal 25%, so it'll take you up to 575%. It's not gonna do anything crazy, like you're not going to 800% LB damage, you're going to like 575% there. So that one's not as powerful as the other Esper effects are, because your numbers are already super high in those limit burst damage circumstances. The things that are really strong are those field effects for the elemental damage types, and I do believe they are Ramu, Ifrit, and Shiva, which is going to be your Fire, Ice, and Lightning damage buffs there. So keep that in mind as well. She also, you know, has lots of ways to fill up her LB gauge. Very powerful character. A lot of you guys have been waiting for her, saving up, and thanks for watching the video, because you guys already know you're going to be pulling on her anyways, guys. So the other mechanic that's going to get introduced is weapon in peril. So let's talk about this. Assassin Shadow has some of them. He's a weird character. A lot of his damage comes from Grandis abilities. He's got a lot of different Grandis abilities in his Brave Shift form, and that means that he can only temporarily attack oh so hard for so many times before they're gone. He's got like 6 or 7 different ones. Maybe that's over. Maybe it's like 4 or 5, something like. He's got quite a few Grandis abilities, and that's where all of his damage comes from. This is an old character that's getting Neovision awakened. On top of that, he is also double upping on the mechanic that we got with CG Neovision Onion Knight. That gives you. Does Onion Knight have a CG? Maybe Onion Knight doesn't have a CG. He should have a CG. Does Neovision Onion Knight not have a CG? If he does, I can't remember what it is. Maybe he doesn't have one. Because I can only think of the old one right now. But anyway, he's got that accuracy boost. You see Submerged and Shadow. Boosts accuracy of physical attacks to the caster, and then reduces resistance to katanas for one enemy. Now, this is the other very important mechanic that's getting added to FFBe, is weapon in perils. All right, the TLDR on this is, say, for instance, this isn't 50%. Let's say that this is like a 50% katana in peril. If you are using exclusively katanas in your weapons slot, that's a 50% weakness to your damage type now. So if you're true double handing a katana, like your true double hand axe starring, you're gonna get the full Imperil effect, that full 50%. If you're dual wielding 2 katanas, you still get 50%. It doesn't stack up if you're dual wielding. But the other caveat here is, as far as I know, and it hasn't been changed yet even in JP, I think this is still the way that it works. Last time I checked, which was very recently. But checking all backgrounds here. But if you're using a katana in a sword, well, only half of your attacks, right? Only half of the weapons you're using are katana, so you're gonna get half of that effect because you have a sword and a katana, so it averages 50% katana weakness, 1 katana, 1 sword, 25%. So as long as you're dual wielding specifically the weapon that you're imperiling, or you're just true double handing the weapon that you're imperiling, you're gonna get that full bonus. So keep that in mind. That's gonna be a new effect. It's one that Relm is very good at out there, especially for you guys using Terra. She's gonna be your best friend, or any sort of mage in the future. And it's actually kind of weird because Relm doesn't really have sword in peril. All right, and the STMR here for Terra is Terra's sword. So let's talk about Relm. Archmage Kefka, he's gonna come in, he's gonna do some mage things, he's gonna come in, do some damage. You got the twisty turny Blizzaga, unbelievable. It's filling me up inside. Whatever. He's fine, right? He's your traditional mage, does some damage. Awesome stuff there. He's got some defense and spirit breaks, whatever. But Relm, I really want to go over here. Now, Relm is a new character. She's a 5-star base, so it should be a lot easier to gain access to than your Neovision character. So even if you want to throw some tickets to the banner, get Relm, you're using mages right now, this is going to be a good thing for you. Now, her STMR is the Angel Brush, 158 magic, gives you Pencil Sketch, which boosts your attack and magic by 20% in your limit burst gauge fill rate, so nothing super crazy there. Her TMR here gives you MP by 40% and fills your LB gauge, nothing super crazy there as well. But what she does really bring here, as you can see in the cooldown skill, Would you pose for a portrait? One use every 6 turns, boosts attack and magic for all allies, and reduces resistance to rods for all enemies, and then gives her triple cast there. She also has some killers here, as you can see with the fairy one. Reduces fire, resist for enemies, boosts fire damage for LB abilities and magic for all allies. So that's another thing there. Works very well once again with Terra, because like we talked about, Terra's got the Ifrit area effect for that boost in fire damage. Realm has Flame Sketch to reduce the fire resist and then give you the fire damage buff on your character. So those two effects, the field effect and the Flame Sketch, will stack with each other. And then she's got the Rod and Peril. So following the same thing, if you're true double handing your mage, you're gonna get that full rod benefit. If you're dual wielding, you're gonna want to make sure that you're using a double rod. So if you're using like Terra and you have her STMR in one hand and a rod in the other hand, you're not gonna be getting the full benefit of that Rod and Peril, which makes Terra's super TMR a little weird, because you want to kind of pair with Realm. But Realm and Shadow here, they have this new sort of Imperil system for weapons. Now this is gonna become a more and more commonplace thing as we move forward into the future. They also, in JP, I don't have any idea, so don't say it's coming. I'm not saying it's coming anytime soon. I have no idea when we'll get it. It might be delayed, it might be pushed up, who knows. But they did go back in JP and they updated some of the Neovision characters that we have right now, right? Like Cloud, FF Remake Cloud, and the older era characters. They gave them new skills that were unlocked at EX+2, okay? If you want a video on that, maybe we'll talk about that, or if you want to look into the information on the wiki, you can look into that as well, because we do have that shard dungeon going on right now, so you want to use some of your favorite characters again. But all in all, they're pretty cool things, and what they did do, these new skills, they added some of them, the weapon Imperil system, like Cloud has Imperils to great swords at EX+2 is a new Brave skill that you can level up there. So look forward to that system sometime in the future. But this is the new system that's getting added to FFBe. It's going to be another major way for you to really boost your damage, because this is a new multiplier increase. We always talk about on the channel, we've talked about forever, how new multipliers are huge, because if you get like another 30% damage, another 50% damage, because it's a new multiplier, it's a fresh mod, you get that full bonus to your damage in the multiplier, in the damage formula. So very strong, very unique, and I liked the way that this was going. So anyway, enough with that. We also have the event, your ULC ticket, all that good stuff. You can get your Strago, get your Blue Mage on. All right, so nothing super crazy in here. He's got the Aqua Breath, the Grand Delta, the Ultima, all that good stuff. But nothing super crazy. You can get the Super TMR and the TMR for free for doing the event, so make sure you do that. You can intro quest, go and look at Terra. She does have her CG done. She didn't at the time even release in JP, but I don't think she goes trance in this one. She doesn't actually go trance. She kind of just like floats off into the sky, and then whew, everything blows up. But her vision card here is going to be based in magic, and it's going to have boost magic by 50% when equipped to the sword 2 times. So at level 4 and level 7, so 100% magic bonus total there. And then at level 10, you get 20% magic bonus and boost evocation damage. I can't remember how much this one is either. I really wish you guys would put this in the news. It's been like 17 years, man. We got the numbers now. Instead of just boost magic, we at least got the magic by X%. But these other things like TDH and boost evocation damage, we don't see it at all. Beach Beauties is getting added here as well. So some ice, water, and dark resist. You can get this from a vision card bundle. Right, we've had those in the shop for like 1,500 lapis to give you some of my spirit boosts, as well as ice, water, and dark resist, and then 50% Esper bonus stats, which isn't super crazy either. We also have the item world coming back, so if you want to get your weapons ran in there, maybe you got some of the new Super Trust Master rewards, or even like the TMR from the Kingdom Hearts event, you can go in there. Cave of Crystals is coming out for the second part of the Charlotte event and the Fistless event, and we have Scorn of the White Dragon Extreme coming in here real quick, so you can get the true Murasame 173 attack with physical damage and magic damage increase on a katana for against beasts and humans there. So nice weapon there. Make sure you pick that one up if you're using some sort of dual wield katana sort of access to your characters. That's gonna be a nice thing to pick up. On top of that, we have some login rewards, nothing super crazy to go over, but that's gonna pretty much wrap it up. Once again, still sitting on that. I think this is 10, 20, 30 Terra shards once again, so you really kind of deadlocked. Make sure you get in there, you do that daily dungeon with Terra if you get her right away. It's going to kind of be a hard thing to do, because they're still not giving away 50 for the new characters or anything that's super usable, just 30. So make sure you get in there and do that stuff up. But Terra, pretty powerful character. If you're a fan of her, go for her. Unique effect, all that great stuff. Thank you guys for coming and checking out the video. If you want to see more stuff, obviously, you know where we are. Go over to Twitch as well to come and hang out as we play a lot of different games and chill as a community. Until then, guys, stay safe, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Take care, guys.